Have you studied about this chapter? Right? Everyone know what is matter, what are states of matter, right? What is intermolecular forces, why we have three states of matter, right? Someone can say that there's a fourth and fifth states of matter, but obviously we don't discuss that. Okay, we generally discuss about three states of matter, which is solid, liquid, and gas for our syllabus. Okay, so this chapter is all about gaseous state. There was another chapter which was in your in your syllabus, CBSE syllabus, but it has been removed. But it is not removed from JEE and NEET syllabus. No confirmation has been given. Solid state. Then there's another chapter called solutions. Okay, so these two chapters in class 12th. Okay, environmental chemistry we don't teach. Okay, it's रटने वाला chapter. Very good. It's deleted. No one teach environmental chemistry. Okay. So when we talk about states of matter, what do you think? What are the concepts that pops up in your mind? Just think about them. Can you hear me, everyone? Yeah, you can hear me, right? Yes. Pressure. Then properties like interconversion from different states. Okay. See, first thing, when we talk about states of matter, the first thing that pops up in my mind is intermolecular forces, right? Pressure, temperature, right? These are the parameters which pops up on your mind, right? So I can say that the parameters that we will be studying or we will be observing in this chapter are your first kinetic energy of the molecules, potential energy of the molecules, which is because of intermolecular forces, temperature, pressure, volume occupied by the gas, right? Density, concentration, okay, number of moles, and so on. So before starting this chapter, we should know what is pressure, what is concentration. By concentration, I mean molarity. What is mole? Okay, right? What is molar mass? So I hope all of you remember these things from chapter 1. Yes? All of you know these things? Tell me, just raise your hand. If you know these topics, just raise your hand. Okay? Okay, very good. So all of you know these topics. Now I can say that when we talk about any state, be it gaseous state, solid state, or liquid state, they have different energy. Okay, because of first the kinetic energy of the molecule, right? Every molecule, be it solid state or gaseous state or liquid state, they move. Every molecule. Okay. For some, the movement is large enough to absorb. For some states, it's very small, right? So that we can't absorb this, right? So we cannot observe that. So that movement is related with your kinetic energy. And then there's a forces between two different molecules that we have already studied in chemical bonding, right? They are called as van der Waals force. Okay. Now because of that, there's a development of potential energy. Okay. So I can say that the energy involved between the molecules, or energy in the molecules of any state, right? Or kinetic energy and potential energy both. Okay? Now the next parameter is temperature. So till now we have studied that temperature is degree of hotness and coldness, right? Anna, right? This is what we have studied. Is there any other definition? Do you know what is the actual reason behind temperature, right? Or on what factor temperature depends? Do you know that? Anyone? Can you guess? No. So actually, temperature temperature is a function of kinetic energy. Got it? Temperature is a function of kinetic energy, or kinetic energy is related with temperature. This is one thing that you have to remember. Okay. Now, for example, when I'm saying what is absolute zero? Absolute zero. Have you heard of this term? Absolute zero, right? It's 0 Kelvin, Anna, right? Minus 273 degree Celsius. Yes, Aryan. Now, what is the meaning of absolute zero? It is the temperature at which every molecule cease to move. Cease to move. Okay, means they stop, right? They stop. Yes, yes, Siddharth. Got it? So if the kinetic is zero, then only it is called as absolute zero. Got it? Right? And now this is actually a very interesting topic, because there is some theory, right, that if we can control temperature and we can control time also. There's a fantasy based theories, right? If anyone of you are interested in cartoons or Marvel cinematics, then you can relate something. Okay, so I can say that the heat content of a body is your temperature. Okay, this is depending on, so this depends on kinetic energy, and that is the average kinetic energy. So I can say that temperature measures average kinetic energy of a molecule. Average kinetic energy of a molecule, right? So kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature, is directly proportional to heat content, right? So I guess everyone is clear about this. In later topics, we will get to know the formula of kinetic energy in terms of temperature. But intuitively, you guys should remember or should understand that kinetic energy is depending on temperature. So if temperature is increased, which kind of energy will increase? Tell me. Kinetic energy, right? Okay, very good. Now, when we start this chapter, so gases, right, are governed by some laws. Okay, we have already studied something in junior classes. Okay, now just think about this without studying any law. Just think about something. Suppose we want to relate pressure of the gas and volume of the gas. Just think about this. Pressure of the gas and volume of the gas. What do you think? Will it be directly proportional or inversely proportional? Tell me. Inversely proportional. So some people are saying that pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Yes, everyone is saying this. Pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Means if you are increasing the volume, pressure is decreased. Yes, that's what you're saying, right? Everyone is saying this. Okay. Let me ask you a problem then. Right? Let me confuse you. What happens? What happens what happens if you air the balloon? मीन्स जब बैलून फुलाते हो तो प्रेशर बढ़ा रहे हो कि घटा रहे हो? टेल मी what are you doing? तुम जब बैलून फुलाते हो तो प्रेशर बढ़ाते हो कि घटाते हो? टेल मी. बढ़ाते हो, है ना? राइट. वॉल्यूम बैलून का बढ़ता है घटता है? घटता है कि बढ़ता है बताओ? इंक्रीजेस, राइट? देन हाउ कम this is valid? Tell me about this. How come this is valid? There must be something wrong either with this or with what I have just said, right? My question is, what is wrong? Tell me. What do you think? What is wrong? Maybe that's an exception. This is a physical chemistry, no? Right? Exceptions in organic chemistries, organic chemistry में हो सकता है, mainly organic, sorry, inorganic में होता है. Physical is like physics. ठीक है? Physical chemistry is almost like physics. ठीक है? It must be some theory behind that, right? What do you think? सोचो. Everyone think and tell me. What do you think? What is the mistake in the statement that I just said, right? Anyone? No, limited to a region? No, right? Because volume is increasing or decreasing. So it's not limited to a region, right? Okay. Okay. So I'll just come back to the answer, or you'll tell me the answer after the explanation of this law. So we can relate volume and pressure. We can relate volume and pressure of a gas by a law called Boyles Law. Okay, we can relate the pressure and volume of a gas by Boyles Law. So Boyles Law says that volume of any gas is inversely proportional to its pressure. Got it? Right? Means if you increase the pressure, volume will decrease. And if you decrease the pressure, volume will increase. Right? That is your half statement. It is not your complete statement. Complete statement is volume is directly proportional, sorry, inversely proportional to pressure, keeping temperature and number of moles of gases same. Okay, this is your complete statement, right? So the complete statement says that at fixed temperature and for fixed amount of gas, volume of gas is inversely proportional to pressure applied on the gas. Pressure applied on the gas. Got it? Right? Means this is your external pressure. Okay? External pressure. Got it? Now tell me, what was wrong in balloon wala case? Tell me. What was wrong? Nothing was wrong. There was something wrong, right? Yes, Owas, very good. We are increasing the amount of gas, right? जब हम फूक रहे हैं तो गैस का अमाउंट बढ़ा रहे, right? So obviously this law will not hold, right? Because moles of gas is not fixed. Yes, Sanya, Shrihari, very good. So all of you got this concept, है ना? So you should remember this. Pressure is inversely proportional to volume, and this pressure is your external pressure. Okay? So I can say that PV is equal to constant. This is your Boyles law, keeping temperature and number of moles constant. Okay? So you can use this law only when temperature and number of moles is constant. ठीक है? कभी confuse मत होना. ठीक है? Anyone have any issue with this Boyles law? Tell me. किसी को issue है Boyles law से? नहीं, सबको समझ में आया? सबको समझ में आया? This is the law, right? Pressure is inversely proportional to volume, keeping temperature and amount of gas constant. As simple as that. That is the law. Okay. Now, just see about the graph. Just see the graph. So it is P is inversely proportional to V. Actually, it is V is inversely proportional to P. ठीक है? ध्यान देना. V should be your dependent variable, P independent variable, but मैथमेटिकली कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. ठीक है, मैथमेटिकली कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. नाउ अगर पीवी कर्व बनाया जाए, पीवी कर्व मींस P है डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल, B इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल. तो देखो क्या हो गया, y is equal to m by x हो गया. Y is equal to m by x. Yes or no? Tell me. Right? So y is equal to 1 by x. क्या ग्राफ तुमको पता है? पता ही नहीं पता है? पता है ना कैसा होता है? Right? Very good. सबको पता है. So it is parabolic like this. Sorry, hyperbolic है ना? When x is tends to 0, y tends to infinity, right? Yeah. And when x tends to infinity, y tends to 0. ठीक है? Got it? So it's like this. Any issue in this? Tell me. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? ठीक है. Now suppose ये ग्राफ जो है वो टेम्परेचर T1 पे है और एक और ऐसा ही ग्राफ ये टेम्परेचर T2 पे है. ठीक है? तो tell me T1 is greater than T2 or T1 is less than T2 and T1 is equal to T2. क्या लगता है? सोचो एक बार. दिस इज पीवी कर्व. ठीक है, ये प्रेशर है और ये वॉल्यूम है. ठीक है, टेल मी व्हाट डू यू थिंक? ऑप्शन ए, बी और सी. दिस इज ऑप्शन ए, दिस इज ऑप्शन बी, दिस इज ऑप्शन सी. ए, बी और सी. T2 greater than T1. ओके, दो लोगों का बी, सबका बी हो रहा है. T2 greater than T1. Yes. How can you explain this? How can you explain this? Just draw a straight line. है ना? तो constant volume, fixed volume. ठीक है, fixed volume, pressure of this T2 is more. ठीक है, so obviously if pressure is more, right, which means there's more kinetic energy. है ना? Got it? And more kinetic energy means more temperature. Got it? Yes. ठीक है. So T3, T2, T1, T3 is greater than T2 is greater than T1. And since temperature is constant, it is called as isotherm. ठीक है, the graphs between P and V when temperature is constant are called as isotherm. ये याद रखो. ठीक है, the graph, PV graph when temperature is constant is called your isotherm. ठीक है, right? Okay, so this is your Boyles law. I guess everyone understood everything about Boyles law. ठीक है, right? Now see this. This is the graph of P versus PV. P versus PV. ठीक है, right? Now what do you think? We have PV is equal to constant, right? Doesn't matter whatever your P is. PV is always constant. है ना? Got it? That's why it will be a straight line. So you can just draw it like this. Instead of drawing it like this, you can draw the line like this. You can take P on x-axis and PV on y-axis. Then the graph would be like this, like this straight line. Because even if you increase P, PV is constant, if temperature is constant, right? Got it? है ना? And this is your T2, T1. So obviously T2 will be greater than T1 because, tell me, temperature more, pressure more if PV is constant. Yes or no? So everyone got it? Everyone understood Boyle's concept, Boyle's law? ठीक है? चलो, very good. Now this is the graph between P and 1 by V. ठीक है? P and 1 by V. So P is equal to M into 1 by V. Yes or no? Where M is a constant. Yes. Now if 1 by V, if you consider 1 by V as a other variable, X. So P is equal to Mx, where X is 1 by V. So this is your straight line passing through origin. Yes or no? Tell me. Yes or no? Yes. And the slope is your temperature. So if slope is more, temperature is more. So this is the graph of P versus 1 by V. See how maths is used. है ना? So NEET students, these are the simple thing. If you don't get these things, please ask me. This is the basic graph, right, of 1 by x and straight line y is equal to mx. Are you getting it, everyone? See, the graph of y is equal to mx is a straight line, and it's a straight line, x0, y0, right? So this is the standard graph. So we have equation p is equal to constant into 1 by v. Now if we take 1 by v, not v, just 1 by v as a variable, so it will become p is equal to kx, where x is 1 by v. And because we are taking 1 by v as a variable instead of v, so the equation will become p is equal to kx, which is will be straight line. Okay, got it? Now the slope is your temperature. So if slope is more, slope is tan of this angle, है ना? Right? If slope is more, then temperature will be more. That's why T2 is greater than T1. Got it? ठीक है? Chilika got it? Right? So everyone, if you got this, please try to solve this problem. Okay, everyone, try to solve this problem. Okay, please try to solve this problem. We have 2 minutes. The meeting will end in 2 minutes. Please join the same link. Okay, right? Everyone should solve this problem. Everyone.